Well, in 2023, we saw some pretty big car trends emerge, from well-known models being axed to brand new ones being introduced.
To take us on a joyride through the year's biggest shifts on the road is James Ward from drive.com.au in Melbourne. James, morning to you. What were some of the exciting trends and biggest sellers we saw this year?
Yeah, look, well, we're on track for a record new car market for 2023. We surpassed the full year 2022 results in November. So this month of December is basically enough to get us over the edge. I think we need to get to about 1.2 million new car sales for it to be a record. We're seeing a massive duel at the top of the title there with the Ford Ranger and the Toyota Hilux, only a couple of hundred cars apart. And if the Ranger beats the Hilux, then we'll see a Ford take the win for the first time in a great number of years. We've seen, as you said in the intro, some cars go, some new cars come, a lot more electric cars, a lot more hybrid cars. So it's becoming a far more varied market than ever before.
Well, James, you mentioned the Hilux and the Ranger there. Of course, they're diesel-guzzling utes. What about those electric vehicles? How much did they actually gain in popularity in 2023?
Well, diesel guzzling is perhaps a bit unfair, but you're right. So electric has grown. So we've seen more than double sales of last year. We're seeing about sort of 8% of total new car sales as electric and plug-in hybrid, which is a massive step. It basically says once we pass that 5% mark that we are in that tipping point of change. So what the real demand is now is stock. So what we're seeing on screen at the moment, they're the three cars that you can buy for under $40,000. There's the BYD Dolphin, the MG4 and the GWM Aura. Are we going to see more cars in that affordable price point next year? We really hope so. We're all going to need to become marine biologists like George Costanza, because we've got a seal, a dolphin and maybe a sea lion hitting the market next year. There's a lot more interest there, and we may even see the first of the utes. So the Ford Ranger is coming in a plug-in hybrid. It's slated to arrive for 2025, but we may see it on the roads, even testing late next year.
Yeah, wow, a lot of green tradies then in the next couple of months. I tell you what though, it has been a long wait for some cars over the last couple of years. Some friends and family of mine have been waiting for new cars for some 18 months to 2 years. Has that eased now?
Yes and no. So if you're in the market for, I think the hardest car to buy in Australia right now is a Toyota RAV4 hybrid. And these are one of the ones that have got a massive wait list. I think we've had a look and said you basically order a new Ferrari and get that before you can get a RAV4. So there are still supply constraints on some of those cars, particularly if they're very popular. We're seeing a number of cars where certain trim levels and colours and things like that can be hard to get, but we are seeing a lot more stock on the ground. So if you are a little bit flexible in colour, maybe you're choosing a different interior trim or maybe a different level, instead of going for the top of the range, maybe go for the second top, you should be able to find. And we are seeing stock across the board in cars, but yeah, there are some that are still a bit hard to get.
Yeah, new Ferrari versus RAV4. Wonder which one I'd choose. What about the models that were discontinued over the last 12 months?
Yeah, so look, the Kia Stinger was the one that I think has got the hearts and minds of most Australians. We may see these as the last of the rear-wheel drive sedans. It was kind of the Korean Commodore, it was touted as, because it was a powerful rear-drive sports sedan. Great car. You would have seen them as police cars and highway patrol and things, but that has now been discontinued. We've seen a number of station wagons get discontinued, which kind of, again, speaks to where the market is going for SUVs and utes. So you can't get a Volkswagen Golf wagon or a Volkswagen Passat anymore. There's been a few others drop off, but we are seeing new stuff. So we're seeing new Ford F-150, so bigger utes. The Toyota Tundra has hit the market. And as I said, a bunch of new electrics and new other brands arriving for next year as well. So the market is evolving.
Yeah, you touched on it just then. Tradies going green. How good's that? So what other trends are you predicting for 2024?
Look, I think hybrid and electric, you're spot on. This is where we're seeing the most amount of demand from family buyers. So we still see the biggest segment of cars that is being purchased are medium-sized SUVs, so family SUVs. You can get a hybrid in pretty much every model now. You're seeing a lot more of those come through. You're seeing people look at electric as maybe the second car. So they may have a ute, like we're seeing on screen, as sort of the working car or the family adventure car, but then picking up a small electric for running around town. We've got a brand new Toyota Prado hitting the ground in 2024, which is probably the biggest news for Australian buyers, because that is a quintessential Australian vehicle that will land with the the standard diesel engine, but it will come in a hybrid a bit later on. So my tip is, if you're thinking about a new Toyota, if it's the new Prado or anything else, get an order in now so you're at least on the waiting list. But look, 2024 is going to be really exciting. So more electric, more utes, more, a bit more action, maybe some more new brands. We can't wait to see.
Oh, I can't wait. I love a big car though. James, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.